Hey folks, welcome back to another video of the Flutter development course brought to you by Newton School. My name is Harsh Kumar Khatri and I am currently working as a Flutter developer at Elihoop, and I have worked as an intern at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and I have also been an ex-Flutter developer intern at a firm named AppScript, where my primary goal was to work on Flutter applications. And apart from that, I am also an instructor and educator on Udemy and EduNX, where my Flutter development courses have more than 40,000 plus enrollments, so you can check them out as well. Now, talking about what Newton School is, so basically Newton School is a platform that helps you to learn and grow your skills that you need for your best tech career. They have courses specifically designed for freshers, working professionals, and for women with no prior experience in tech. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and helps you become a full stack developer. They also have a network of 300 plus great companies who hire directly from Newton School. So once your training is complete, Newton School ensures that you are placed with one of the best firms in the country. And apart from that, they are also having a pay after placement program where you don't have to pay anything to Newton School until and unless you are placed with a minimum CTC of 5 lakh rupees per annum. So that is a pretty great thing. They also have another amazing initiative known as Launchpad, where you are provided with some of the courses for free of cost, and you can learn about those courses and also get a certificate of completion after completing the courses. So make sure to check out Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description. So in this video, we are going to work on the second part of the artistic UI project which we have started in the previous video. So in this video, I'll be showing you the implementation for screen 2. So basically on the right hand side of your screen, you can see over there that we have this another amazing UI which is available. So this is the login screen for the artistic UI, where we have the semicircle as we have created in the previous video, and some other widgets which are available over here. So we'll be working on all of these in this video. So yeah, without wasting any more time, let me switch my screen and let's start working on the same. So here you can see that I have switched my screen and have opened the project which we were working on in the previous video. So in the previous video, I have shown you the implementation for screen 1 for the UI of this project which we are creating with Flutter. And in this video, we'll be continuing with the screen2.dart file, and we'll be working on the screen 2 for which we have already created a stateful widget. So yeah, let's continue with this video over here. So for the initial implementation, I'll be changing the container which is returned inside the stateful widget to scaffold. And for the child of this scaffold, I'll be adding for the body of this scaffold, I'll be adding a stack over here. And this stack would be having multiple children in the form of a list. So we'll be adding that, but I can directly copy the children from the screen 1 which we have already added. So I'll be copying those one by one. At first, we will be needing the container with the height and width as occupied, which will be having a color as white to occupy the background color basically. Next up, we'll be copying the semicircle which we have added on the top. Next up, the border for the rectangle which we have added for specifically for the red rectangle which we have added on the screen 1. So copying that as well. And after that, I need to go over there. After that, I need to go on the next screen. So let me go over there and let's see how the implementation looks. And you can see that we have the semicircle, the white border, and the white screen appearing over there. Next up, we'll be adding the other widgets which we will be needing for this video, for which I'll be adding a single child scroll view. So I've added a single child scroll view over here which takes a container, and I need to enclose this container in padding because we need some spaces from some sides, or like from specific sites. So for that, I'll be changing all to only and specifying the padding of 25 from left and 25 from right, and deleting the value of 8. Now moving towards the container, for which I'll be adding the height to be specified to occupy entire screen height, so media query height. And for the child of this container, I'll be specifying a column which takes a main axis alignment, for which I'll be setting it to start. So main axis alignment dot start. And for the cross axis alignment, I'll be setting it to end because we want the widgets to start appearing from the end of the screen. So that's why I've specified that. And next up, adding some childrens to it, for which I have added a text at first which says hey/n login, login now, and some styles to this text. And now adding another widget over here. So that would be of a type rich text. It will be enclosed in a padding, and we'll be having only padding. So we'll be adding from top with the value of 25 and from bottom with the value of 60. Next up, for the rich text, we'll be having a text specified as text span. And for the text span, it takes children's which are in a form of a list, and it takes a text. So for the text, I am specifying it as an empty string, and for the children's, we'll be specifying text span inside it again. And herein we'll be adding some text to this text span. So you can see that I have added if you are new slash and adding some styles. So basically text span is a kind of a text widget which has some other properties attached to it, through which you can add multiple children's inside this text span, like different kind of text with different kind of style. So that's why I'll be specifying a particular style for this text, and then I'll be adding another text span inside this children's list. So adding that as well by copying and pasting it again. And now I'll be adding the text as create new. The text style would be change for this. And after this particular padding inside the column which we have added, I'll be adding another size box with the height of 55. And after that, inside this size box only adding a child of type text form field, and it will be having some decorations. For decoration, I'll be adding input decoration over here, and I'll be specifying some properties which input decoration takes to make this match the UI which we are having or which we have to work towards. And you can see that I have added the filled property, the fill color, and the focus border property as well for this input decoration. And now the text field is appearing over there, has appeared over there. And for the border radius, I'll be adding that as well for the focus border, and similarly I'll be adding the enabled border by copying the value of output input border. And now you can see that the particular text field looks pretty good. Adding some hint text which says username and some suffix as well. Suffix takes a widget, so we'll be adding a container to it of height and width as 24 and some decorations enclosed inside box decoration. So herein you can see that now it looks pretty good. Now I'll be copying the sized box widget and we'll be pasting it again because we need another text field over here. So basically text form field 2 and pasting it here, changing the username to password. Adding a padding from top with the value of 28, and after that changing the colors for the filled color of this text form field. Next up, moving out of this padding and adding a forgot password field. Basically this field will be to let the user reset his password, but yeah, as it is a UI, so that's why we won't be adding the functionality in the backend for the forgot password thing to trigger. And herein you can see that I have copied the rich text which we have added above, which was basically for create new text. So I have copied that, and I'll be changing the text which is appearing inside the text span children's which we have added herein, and the text would be forgot password / reset, and I've added that as well over here. Now moving towards the next part, which is basically the alignment issue. So we have all the widgets being displayed on the top of the column, so we need to change the alignment of main axis alignment to end and the cross axis alignment to start. Initially we have like reversed the order for them, and now you can see the alignment looks pretty good over here, like the widgets are in their specific places. Now inside this column we need to add some other widgets as well. So basically a login button, for which I'll be adding a gesture detector, because this will be enabling us to push a new screen in the stack and a new screen to be displayed to the user. So adding that, for now I am keeping it as null. I'll be adding the child at first. After that we'll be implementing the push thing, the navigator.push thing for this gesture detector. For the child, we have a container again which takes a height of 55 and some decorations. Next up, the decoration has a border radius along with the color and some alignment to this container in the form of a center. The child would be appearing over here for this container, which will be saying login, and some styles to this text would also be added, specifying some text styles. And you can see that the login button is also appearing. Now adding the skip now thing over here, the skip now widget at the like after this login widget which we have just now added. So for that I'll be specifying a container having an alignment of center, and it will be having a text widget as its child which says skip now and some styles added to it. Next up, I need to add a padding that would be only from top with the value of 30, and I'll be specifying a padding of 60 from the bottom, so that it takes or it occupies the space which is present in the bottom, so that the widgets are displayed in the particular order and it matches the UI which we have already added, which we have already seen in the starting of this video. So yeah, I have added that over here. Next up, I'll be creating some more things inside it. So basically for the gesture detector, we haven't added the on tap property. So for that I'll be adding a navigator.push which will be taking us to the screen 3. So I need to create a screen 3 as well, and I'll be doing the complete implementation of screen 3 in the next video, but in this video I'll be adding a push to that particular screen. So creating a new file for screen 3 with the name of screen3.dart, importing material.dart, and creating a stateful widget over here with the name of screen 3, and also like importing dart math, although we haven't used the math property in any of the screens, but yeah, I have imported that. And next up, importing the screen 3 inside our screen2.dart file inside the gesture detector login button. And now when I'll be clicking on that locking button, it will be taking us to screen 3, which is basically a black screen for now, and we'll be continuing with screen 3 in the next video. So yeah, this was pretty much it for this video. If you got to learn something new from this video, then make sure to drop a like, comment down your views and your thoughts on what was being taught, and share this video with the people in your community to help them learn Flutter as well. Subscribe to the channel to get all the latest updates regarding the Flutter course going on. A new video is being posted every alternate day, so make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. And yeah, make sure to check out Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description. They are doing amazing work, so make sure to give them a try as well. And this was pretty much it for this video. I'll be seeing you in the next one.